Alright, I was not planning to do any more videos, but I can't go without doing the Plains of Abraham, because that is an important part of the Quebec history. So luckily, Plains of Abraham is right behind my hotel. À Montcalm, la France, le Canada. Okay, so Montcalm was the general of the French forces defending Quebec in 1759. Okay, I'm not sure, maybe it was 1756. I was just reading about it and I completely blanked. I think it was 59. The whole Battle of Abraham was over in 30 minutes. The British surprised the French with new tactics. James Wolfe was the commander of the British army here, and they overtook the city. And pretty soon the French gave up all their territories in North America. This here in Plains of Abraham, that 30-minute battle was the decisive winning battle. And so in Quebec City there are monuments for James Wolfe and Montcalm, because they are both part of the history. And I asked whether the Quebec people have a resentment towards, oh, this is Charles de Gaulle, President of France. Okay, so nothing to do with Battle of Abraham as far as I can tell. But anyway, so I asked if they have resentment towards James Wolfe and the British, or if they did at that time. And the guide said no, because the British developed such a great commercial industry. All the things that the French tried to do before the British came and took over, they didn't succeed, but the British succeeded in developing a really good economy. So this is Parc des Champs de Bataille, the Battlefields Park right here. And this is right behind my hotel, Concord Hotel, which is that was right there. And as you can see, there is a cliff. There's a cliff right behind that park. And from what I understood is that the British surprised them coming over the cliff, surprised the French. Both Montcalm and James Wolfe were fatally wounded in the battle. And this park extends quite far, very far, all the way to the Citadel at the very end there. And we are outside of the ramparts. And this was named not after the biblical figure Abraham. It was named after Martin Abraham, who owned all of this land before the British and the French fought here. And let's take a look at this statue on a horse. And this is, of course, you see these kind of gardens everywhere, or I guess flower beds that have French symbol on them, I believe. Inspiré par le champ historique de Québec, les deux donateurs anonymes de ce monument l'ont offert la bataille. So, okay, so inspired by the bravery. This was donated by somebody anonymous. Inspired by the heroes of 1759 and 1760. Okay, so that sounds like heroes on both sides. And this is Sancta Joanna de Arc, 1409 to 1431. And there she is. Oh, right from here you can just see the horse. So I'm gonna go back out a little bit. And right over here, right further down, beyond the bushes, is actually a cliff, and beyond that cliff is the St. Lawrence River. Okay. The Joan of Arc Garden, and from here you can see Joan of Arc better. Now, and this was the first place, that's what the guide told me yesterday, the first place where the O Canada song was ever sung. So there, that's what the guide told us yesterday. I have no reason not to believe him. Interesting bit of history. Okay, Joan of Arc. So this just talks about a little bit of the Joan of Arc's life. And this is what this area looked like in 1938 when they were building the garden. And this is in the fall of 1938. That was in the fall of 1938 when they already made a lot of progress on it. So just a bit of history here. And I'll just keep going to see if I can find some more historical markers. Now, yesterday I asked the guide how the French language was preserved after the British took over. And he said that one of the things he said a few things. And of course this can be researched, and it should be in many places. This information can be found probably in many places. He said books can be written on it. But one of the things was the Catholic Church, which here spoke French, and they really wanted to spread Catholicism and also the French language. So the priests would go around to families and didn't ask why you don't have any kids. They would be asking, why aren't you pregnant at any one time? So there were women, many families had 20 kids at that time. It was quite common. And the Catholic Church at that time spoke French, so therefore that's how they populated and preserved the French language. That's one of the ways. One of the ways, not the only way. Four Martello towers, 3 of which remain, were an integral part of the defenses of Quebec, the key to the control of the continental interior of North America. So they only put it up after 1808, after the Anglo-American crisis of 1807. And it looks like we can actually go up on the steps. There's another cannon there. And these stairs are not closed off. So I'm gonna go and see what's there. Okay, there's a door here. Is that the original door? And the river, St. Lawrence River. The island, Orleans. And the cannon. And our hotel.